I am Lindsay Lichtenstein. I am the director and the founder of Camp Yarnsie. Today, I would like to speak with those interested in becoming future vendors and instructors for Camp Yarnsie. Now, I would like to go back for a moment, and I found this conversation interesting I had with a friend. So we were talking about April in 2020, talking about our digital reality. How comfortable were you with your iPad, your iPhone, and your computer? I know personally, I shopped for items. I looked at blogs, listened to podcasts, here and there. I looked at social media sites like Facebook and Instagram, maybe a little too here and there. But it's kind of more of a just looking at things as they were stationary, looking at things that were maybe where I could put them on my own choice, my own options, and my own time. And I wasn't looking for things like that were interactive. They weren't just a picture or static, if that makes sense. Yeah, I clicked on a video here or there, but it was definitely different. But if we think now from April onwards into December of 2020 and even now into 2021, how much selling has become virtual? That pretty much all selling is now virtual selling. If you think about how we even interact with grocery stores, with curbside delivery and Amazon, everything seems to come virtually these days. We look for it online, we look for it through a phone or an iPad or other device. So I think truly we've reached a live global market and through virtual means. If you think about how we shop now, I found this really, it just kind of blew my mind. So we were talking about shopping, and in March 2020, I remember going to the grocery store, standing in line and seeing people, passing people, but not having the distance and not still feeling weird when I walked into a store with the mask or the gloves. Not necessarily that, but the lack of people. That people were just all around. They were everywhere. And when we think about from April onwards, so what is it like as a buyer? So you're asking me to put trust in someone I don't know, someone maybe I've never met. You want me to make a decision on a product I haven't touched, I haven't interacted with, I haven't felt, I haven't seen in my hand, to make a decision, am I going to buy that or not? And then that presentation, that virtual or video, has to be enough to wow me, has to be enough for me to make the decision, to give me enough information to say, yes, I trust it's going to look like that when it arrives. Yes, I know I could use it. And, oh yeah, I could use it just like this. There's no doubt that when I get it, I want it and I need it and I can adapt it. So when we kind of consider all that, and we think as far as a vendor or an instructor, okay, I understand the need to sell virtually. I understand the need to get out there in that market. But how do I do it? Like, really? Like, how do I do it? There is so much to consider. From what devices do I need? What devices should I use? And how do I set it up? And then what software do I use with what device? Or how do I even set that up? To what's the virtual platform? Which one should I use? What is live streaming? What does that mean? And even once I figure all those pieces out, what if the devices don't work together? The software doesn't work. How do I fix it? And then if I can get as far as going live on a virtual platform, well, what do I show once I get there? So I've gone through all this. What do I show once I get there? And what can I show? And how do I show it? And how do I make that presentation look less hobby and less early 90s selfie to more professional that reflects my brand? And additionally, how do I even set that presentation up? And what if viewers have questions during that presentation? How do I answer their questions? And then how do I interact? How do they make purchases? How can they buy from me? There are so many things to consider when we think about going into this virtual market and how we sell. Now, which one are you? Personally, I know I've been all of these and a few others. So I know we've been there when it's just, what do I do? Or which stage are you at? Are you at that, well, how do I get started? What do I do? There's just too much information out there. What do I do? Or you're just overwhelmed. I don't understand the words, the terminology. I can watch 101 YouTube videos. They still don't make sense to me. Or maybe you're going to take a bite out of it. I'm just tired of it. Or you're pulling your hair out. Obviously, I have very little hair going on here at the moment. So that may or may not have happened to me. But no matter what stage you're at, if you're, I hate to say, even my personal favorite, the what the stage, or you're working on your Emmy-worthy, Stella screaming moment. No matter what stage you're at, there is help. Now, I want you to know this. Originally, Camp Yarnsie started off not as a virtual fiber festival in and of itself. It was actually beginning in January of 2020 of being developed as a potential virtual booth tool. What I mean by that is at live events, we were working to create a virtual setup to show people who may not have been able to attend the live event or the live festival date due to weather, due to other commitments, family, etc., things going on in their lives, or they could not get through some of the locations. So for instance, some of the locations where I'm located have historic buildings, which are hard for some people to get around in. So providing opportunities to attend a live festival without the person actually being there was the focus of Camp Yarnsie in January, I should say, of 2020. So we were in the process of working on developing how to do interviews with vendors, things like that. And then the pandemic occurred. So we had to kind of shift gears and change things, change the way we were looking at Camp Yarnsie. So we were able to adapt it quite effectively. So what if I told you Cinderella didn't settle for flats? Let's be honest. She didn't. She went from barefoot to glass slippers. Okay, maybe transformations are not that easy, but what if you had support to take your devices and put them together so they worked? So set them up, support to put together the virtual software, installing it, connecting your devices, and then connecting all that to a virtual platform. Having someone to show you how. Someone you can ask questions to, a real live human being. Say, this doesn't work right, or show me a different way to do this, or just show me. Just show me. So what if there was also the opportunity to get presentation ideas, develop and incorporate technology, figure out, well, yeah, what's been done, but ooh, I could do it better like this, or oh, that gives me an idea. What if you could also rehearse your presentation and get feedback before you go live? So for instance, maybe show it like this, or maybe make your picture a little larger here or a little smaller there, or show us the details. Again, kind of getting that feedback before you step out there. And then showing your products, making it crystal clear for people to see your items. So not only showing something, but showing it crystal clear for everyone to see and in focus. What if you teach live workshops? So what about actually getting that format down? So where you're not having to shift between camera views, that you have it where you can go simultaneously between the two. This is one that would be huge for people, especially like myself, that learn both visually by what we see and verbally what we hear together at the same time. So not having to stop and start between let me show you and let me tell you, so we can actually see it and understand it and have that connection from you virtually. What if I were to tell you you could reach beyond just one social media platform? So what if you were to stream live beyond Facebook, out to multiple platforms, and not just be stuck in a Zoom room? What if people could find that video afterwards, and you could use that video across your social media sites, across all of these other platforms, and people can find it, really find it afterwards? I'm not talking about Facebook hunt, peck, dig, and you may or may not prayer and wish find it, but actually be able to find it, true on-demand viewing. So when you have that 4-year-old, I do, that you must take care of the Play-Doh and the Sharpie on the wall and before the things occur. I get it. So you can go back and watch it on your time. Where are those videos? And then thinking about marketing, getting out there, getting your name seen by more people, different groups of people, and also through other vendor collaborations. So collaborate with other wholesale accounts or other people that sell products that you or your product use. So if you sell project bags, yarn vendors, because that's what might be helpful, goes into your project bags. So again, there's a lot of options here. But the biggest one is connecting with the fun-loving Yarnsie crafting community. So not only do we offer support, not only do we offer a location, we also offer a community. So we have the people, we have the weekly groups that are interested in what you are selling, what you have to say. So yes, it's real. Woohoo! It's Camp Yarnsie Virtual Fiber Festival. Now, unlike other festivals that will stream to maybe one platform, such as just Facebook, or they will just use a Zoom room that is maybe non-recorded. We offer multiple different streaming platforms we can stream to simultaneously, as well as our website. So for those people or viewers who do not use Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, they can go to the website if they choose to. Or for those that prefer to go to the social media platforms, they're more than welcome to. But we have multiple different opportunities for people not only to view it live, but to also view it on demand after the event. So the event continues to carry on information, carry on that piece of where can I find this yarn, or where can I find, ooh, do they have anything new out? So again, it's using the social media beyond just one day, one moment, 1 second in time. Now, what does Camp Yarnsie Virtual Festival, the actual format, look like? So, for vendors, we provide 2 hours. That's 120 minutes. What does that break down to? It's a show and tell. 1 hour, show me. Show me what you're selling. Just show me. And show it well. And the second part is the tell me. So this could be a demonstration, for instance, of how to use a product or how a product has been developed. Show us a tour of your farm. Show us the animals. Tell us their names. Show us your studio. Show us anything that relates to you and your small business. Why should we buy from you? We want to interact. And I know it sounds odd through a virtual platform, but the more we engage virtually, the more we actually want to talk to you. The more we actually want to be heard and seen and to be able to ask questions to people across the world. So this is the time to interact and connect with those viewers. And there's a lot of different ways we can do that. Also, instructors. They have a 2-hour workshop. If you need more time, we can adjust. For virtual speakers, you have a 1-hour webinar. So in addition to these options, so vendors, you have 2 hours, instructors, 2 hours, speakers, 1-hour webinar. If you need more time, we can adjust that. We're flexible there. But one of the fun pieces of the virtual platform, excuse me, is we can do little mini sneak peeks and interviews and demos before the event. We can also record during the event, so we can give you that recording afterwards. You can take to any virtual platform you would like to, or put it on your website. Use it for your Amazon product listings. Use it for your Etsy shop listings. Use it on your website. You can even cut down bits and pieces of that video to show your products. It's incredible what you could do with that, just that one piece if it's done well. And thinking about recycling all those different sections into what you could do, it's crazy, isn't it? So now think about what do you need to actually participate? Okay, you have to have this in order to participate. Number one, do you have some type of online presence? What I mean by that is for instructors, do you have a website, a blog, some information somewhere on the internet that tells us about you? This could be pattern designs. This could be a Ravelry site. This could be a lot of different things for instructors. As far as people actually selling items, so vendors, pattern designers, etc., you need either a Ravelry store, an Etsy shop, a Shopify website, or a regular website. You need some place where people can actually purchase your products and check out. The second thing that you will need is a working laptop or computer, not a Chromebook, a laptop or a computer that works. The third thing that you will need is a mobile device of some type. What I mean by that is this could be an iPhone, an Android, an iPad, a DSLR camera, or a GoPro, etc. You need one mobile device. And the fourth thing that you will need is, of course, internet connection. How else are you going to be able to communicate with us? So if you have those four things, hey, we've got it started. Now, the other thing I will say about your internet connection that you will need to check before you apply is you will need to check your internet speed, okay? So how do I know my internet speed, or how do I check it? So what you will do is you'll go to a website called speedtest.net. So you'll put in www.speedtest.net on your laptop or your computer. This will not work on your mobile device. We need you to use your laptop or your computer. You'll go to that website. You'll see a page that appears like this. You'll click on the button Go, and give it a minute or two. It'll run a speed test. What this will tell us is how quickly information can be uploaded from you. So we're looking for this upload speed. Now, Facebook, Zoom, and a lot of other social media, as well as virtual conferencing platforms, require an upload speed of 5 megabytes per second in order to participate. So you will need, at bare minimum, a speed of 5 Mbps for that upload speed in order to participate. And you can see in this example, the example had an upload speed of 258. That's a bit high. Most people average somewhere between 10 to 100, but we just need yours to be above 5. If your result is not above 5, you can go to our website and check out the Apply tab, and then check out the technology requirements, and you will see there are steps in there to try to get your speed above 5. So there are options out there, and there's help to even get your speed there. But at bare minimum, in order to participate in a live streaming event, we need at least 5 megabytes per second for an upload speed. And again, more information on how to find your internet speed is located on our website at yarnsie.com. So I've got all this together. I'm thinking about applying, but how does this work? How do we put these devices and everything? How do we cook this puppy, pretty much? So we start with a live webinar. So again, once you've been accepted, we will send out the dates for the live webinar. Now, during this live webinar, we will help you set up your devices and connect them. We will also show you how to download and set up the software. And then we will give you a tour of the virtual platform. So not only do we show you this is what it is, this is what it looks like, but we connect your devices to it. Now, what does Camp Yarnsie use? Now, as far as our virtual platform, and we have a virtual platform, and then we have streaming options. So think of the social media sites as the live streaming options. And BlueJeans by Verizon is our virtual platform, okay? Now, if you're familiar with Zoom, you will be very comfortable with BlueJeans by Verizon. It's similar to Zoom in that it's a virtual conferencing tool. So it looks very similar. I can see other people in a room. People can see me. You can hear me. I can hear you. All that kind of jazz, I should say. But how it differs is Dolby Voice. I can hear you, and it'll filter out all this other stuff. And then I can see you clearly on any given day, not just at random like Zoom, but you'll be in HD quality if your bandwidth can support it. Now, in addition to that, it provides the ability to join from any device. So any viewer can join from any device, whether it's a tablet, whether it's an iPhone, whether it's a laptop. They can use a browser to join, or they can use an app. So there's a lot of options there as far as being able to get people to see your event or the video or the on-demand replay, etc. We also have the ability to do breakout sessions where we can break rooms into smaller rooms. And then also, while we're recording, we have the ability to break it's a presentation or workshop into sections if you choose to. So if you'd like to highlight something later and go back on the replay, people can find things more easily. This is where it's very helpful on the back end for the on-demand viewers. And also for those that might like to watch it 2 or 3 times. I know for certain demonstrations, I like to go back and wait, what did I see again? Just for clarification to see it. And also for accessibility. So we have automatic real-time closed captioning, keyboard controls, and screen readers for those with disabilities. Now, when we talk about building the presentation, this is one of my favorite parts of Camp Yarnsie. And the seasoned vendors will tell you at the very end, this is where I get a little bit misty. I do admit I get a little bit misty, and I'm not quite sure still why. My assistant thinks it's absolutely hysterical. But it's incredible to see some vendors, no matter if you're a novice, and we've worked with many people who have never done a virtual event before, to those that have, that wanted to come and kind of maybe re-hone it. So take it where it looked less hobby, less selfie, to more of the professional feel that their brand was trying to give off to their customers. So I love seeing it go from zero to hero, seeing your ideas, helping you connect that technology together, and it just flows so seamlessly. It's an incredible piece to see you successful. I enjoy it. And the other seasoned vendors and that we've had will tell you too. I'll pop in occasionally at other festivals and events just to see how they're doing, also see their new products and what's going on in their world. But I love seeing a lot of times that they're using the same format. Yes, you're going to change it as you go along. But it's good to see that you found something you can connect with that you feel comfortable using. That is important to me. That not only do you have, yes, it's a moment in time. Any market, any event can be hit or miss based on a day. However, if I give you a booth per se, you can take anywhere, use anytime you want, any way you want, and have that booth recorded and viewed over and over and over again, wherever you want it viewed. That's pretty awesome to me. That's pretty, boom. Lack of better words there. That's what we need. Sometimes we just need a helping hand, and it's hard to find. Especially technology, I fully admit, I do not come from a technology background. In my former life, I was a school psychologist. So yes, I do understand how people learn and take in information. But to the other extent, I didn't enjoy learning some of the technology. It was very difficult back in January of 2020. I do admit that. So I do come from an understanding of how technology can be painful, can be up there with waterboarding as far as tortures, I think, in this world, but it shouldn't be. We should all be able to access it, understand it, and use it well. So that's what Camp Yarnsie is trying to help you with your presentation. Now, there's a lot of different formats. We're not one size fits all there. There's a lot of different components you can use, a lot of different styles, a lot of different cameras, a lot of different ways of showing things through pictures or slides or however. We just want to make sure that you feel comfortable and your brand, that feeling it gives, we can feel that through a virtual audience. In addition, we provide access to the private Facebook group. So you have a closed area space that you can practice and ask other vendors, well, what do you think about this? Or could you see this? If you're a buyer, what questions would you ask? Or my favorite for the workshops and for the instructors, can you see this? What questions do you have? How can I do this in a different way? Or maybe how can I improve? So you can get a safe space to ask those questions without feeling judged. Also, you can collaborate, get more information from other people. This is excellent for sharing images and products. Get your products shown during other individual vendors' presentations as well. This is a marketplace. Let us share. And then we also have the on-demand webinars. So for those that may have their presentation already completed, as well as our seasoned vendors that would like to return, we have additional tools that you might want to try and to put into your presentation that you may not have felt comfortable doing your first time, but you're ready for those. Or you've kind of gone around to some other festivals and you're ready to kind of, how can I make my presentation a little bit more edgy, a little bit different, take it a little bit further? And we have webinars how to do that. Now, as far as the live event support, so we get you set up. We get you where you understand the software, know how to use it. Your presentation looks spot on. We get you out there streaming live. What happens if something goes wrong? Well, let's start off with you have the producer. Essentially, your live room moderator. This is an individual who understands what you're trying to do and has a kind of understanding of your presentation there. So when something does go wrong, we can step in immediately, provide you that support, make it I should say, less than a Band-Aid, more like liquid Band-Aid. Smooth it over, get it fixed, and get it going again with little bumps. Life will happen sometimes. We get that. However, we have not experienced an issue with the vendor disconnecting. Just saying. So there are things that we can do and support you there, as well as that individual, that moderator, is an exceptionally helpful piece when you're connecting with that audience. So if you're trying to do something and show something, it's very difficult to then watch the chat and monitor how facial reactions, etc. There's a lot going on during your event. So let that moderator help you with some of those questions that come in through the chat. They can stop and say, hey, so-and-so had a question about this. Where might they find information on that? And the moderator can type that back in the chat, as well as you provide the verbal response. So again, engaging in multiple ways. It's very helpful to have the moderator there. And then also for the live streaming, yes, we get you there and then we'll blast you everywhere pretty much. So wherever you would like to go, from Facebook to YouTube to wherever, including our website. So whatever social media platforms you would like to be out on, or if there's ones you would not like to be on, that's fine too. So, but we put people out where you would like to be seen. And so if you think about how many more markets, how many more people you could get out to, it's pretty incredible. Now, who should apply? Now, if you are a Yarnsie, sell a Yarnsie related item, or an item Yarnsies love, we're looking for you. And that's a very broad statement I'm aware of. So what does that mean? So for instance, local yarn shops, we love you and we know you need support. Show us your shop. Let us shop. How horrible would that be? Fiber farms, show us your animals, show us what you've got. Indie yarn dyers, let's see that yarn. Pattern designers, show us the patterns, show us the samples. We want to see, because we are not only a virtual festival, we have a live weekly groups that are actively crafting, and we need patterns to make, as well as project accessories. So stitch markers, tools, bags, hooks, crocheting needles, tools, spinning wheels. We need the dealers also. We need all the dealers for the weaving and the spinning and all those components too. So instructors, workshops, lectures, webinars, artisans, fiber and textile artists, bath and beauty products. I will say this, I know it's going to sound wrong. It's going to sound so dirty and so wrong. Yarnsies can't live on yarn alone. Now, try and keep the disgruntled emails down to a minimum, please, on that one. But if you think about it, we use hand salve. I know I do, because my hands sometimes get dry, especially when I'm knitting or spinning. So there's ceramics and pottery products. Some of these make excellent yarn bowls in that, but also for drinks when we're actually crafting too. Fashion, clothing, accessories, because none of us go naked while we're making these items either, huh? And fine art, it's nice to look at pretty stuff. Jewelry and accessories, wood and metal making. So again, there's a lot of options out there, and we're always looking for different style vendors. You don't necessarily have to be a vendor that makes yarn related or knitting, crochet, etc. related items, but any items that support us in what we do and how we craft, we would love to see those. In addition, we would also love to seek out some people that have some of the yarn of the month, fiber of the month subscription boxes. Because again, we have weekly crafting groups. We would love to have those people that have some of those boxes set up, for instance, for breed studies or for particular colors, particular different things set up. And this is also too, again, when I was talking about the collaboration between a subscription service and a pattern designer, we can put the two together, and how magical would that be for both parties at the same time? And then it continues on. So there's a lot of options here. And so I'll say this list is not a one-size-fits-all or end-all. Now, these are some examples of some of our 2020 seasoned vendors and instructors. If you would like to see some of their previous videos and or workshops, please feel free to go to our website at yarnsie.com. You can find some of these through our Apply tab and click on Benefits. And you'll see a tab in there that says Seasoned Vendors and Instructors Presentations. As well as you can go through Facebook, you can go through our different social media platforms if you would like. But I know that's just a real quick way to kind of check some of those out. So again, we've worked with multiple different types and styles of vendors. And I love to see some of our vendors, again, continue on. And it makes me so happy to see everybody so successful. Now, how do I apply? I know that's the million-dollar question there, isn't it? So our website, again, is yarnsie.com. If you go to our website, you're going to click on the Apply tab, select the application. So if you're a vendor, you're going to select the vendor application. If you're an instructor, you're going to select the instructor application. I will say this. Camp Yarnsie is a juried situation. So what that means is that we have a vendor application committee that reviews all of the applications that come into Camp Yarnsie. Just because you submit an application does not guarantee acceptance. So what we try to do is we try to match our vendors based on our community needs. So for instance, if we have a particular theme for an event, such as project organization, we will try and find vendors that best fit that particular festival. So you have the option when you apply to select which festivals you would like to be considered for. I highly recommend selecting more than one festival, which will open up your opportunities to be accepted. So that's how you can apply. Here are our 2021 Virtual Fiber Festival dates for Camp Yarnsie. I am so excited about these. So in April 16th, 17th, and 18th, we have Spring into Project Organization. So we're going to be talking about all kinds of ways to organize projects, maybe organize your stash, hide your stash from your significant other, and how to reuse maybe some leftover materials, and all kinds of different things related to organization. As well as far as the workshops, anything related to how we can do something. How do you do brioche? Show me how do I organize projects? How do I set things up? How do I start this? How do I learn how to do beading with knitting? How do I do this with crochet? How do I spin this? How do I make fiber bats? How do I spin a certain technique? There's so many different opportunities for workshops as well. Now, June 18th, 19th, and 20th is our Sock It to Summer event. So during this event, yes, we're homage to socks. Oh, socks. Aren't you socktabulous? So thinking of small projects like socks, how to make socks, tools for socks, yarn for socks, materials that'd be great to spin into socks, or even how to make all kinds of different socks. So top-down socks, workshops, bottom-ended socks, whatever, crazy socks, Sock It to Summer, okay? That's there. And then moving into September, 17th, 18th, and 19th is our falling into sweaters. So getting into all that fun fall wear, the fun shawls, the sweaters, you want some jammy pants, all of those kinds of fun and comfortable items we're going to be celebrating there. So any kind of, again, good things that might be fiber related, that'd be excellent to spin for a sweater. Maybe, again, some materials to be used for sweaters, things to blocking tools, project bags, etc. As well as the workshops related to how to adjust patterns to fit your body style, how to make a sweater, how to do some of those pieces of design and or kind of customizing. So that also can kind of get into color work as far as Fair Isle, etc. there. So there's a lot of options. Does that make sense between the different ones, the festivals? Now, one of the best ones of the year is, of course, our holiday camp. This year's holiday camp theme is, are you ready? We're going to stuff it to the holidays. So our regular events, November 26th, 27th, and 28th. Yes, you see November 25th written on there. Oh, yes, it is. This event is different from the others in that we're going to be offering the opportunity, vendors choose to, if you provide us with a 1-hour video, okay, because we're not going to ask you to be live on Thanksgiving Day. If you provide us with a 1-hour video, whether it's an introduction to your items, show us your products, etc., or take us on a tour of your farm, giving somebody that little bit of a head start into shopping for Black Friday. Maybe they use this time to announce your Black Friday special. Hey, come by on Small Business Saturday for this discount. Or if you come on Friday from this time to this time to get this discount. This is what I have available. This is my Black Friday specials. Anything you'd like to do during that time, it's an incredible opportunity to pump not only the viewers and to get those sales started, but however you'd like to use that in general for that holiday season, get it started early without having to be there. And then 26th, 27th, and 28th, yes, come back and we'll do your 2 hours for your vendor, and we'll do your 2 hours for your workshop, or if you're a speaker, the 1 hour webinar. So again, it gives you that additional little pre-op or a little bit of a head start on the rest of those other ones, those other festivals that are doing what, and they did what this past year on those days. So again, we're trying to provide help and get the momentum going. Whatever we can do to help you and support you as a vendor or as an instructor during this time, that's what we're here to do. Now, I will say this. If you have any questions, please feel free to go to our website, which once again is Yarnsie.com. You can find information on our weekly groups as well as knitting, spinning, crochet, and project organizations and some other things that will be coming up soon going on there, as well as you can find all of the information for vendors, including the benefits. Our dates and deadlines are included under the Apply tab. You can also find terms and conditions there, as well as more information regarding instructors and other things that you might find very helpful as far as the technology components and what if I couldn't get my internet speed up to that 5. So all of the information is at our website at Yarnsie.com. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to check out our frequently asked questions section of our website. And also, you can send us an email at hello@Yarnsie.com. And one thing you'll hear me say, if you become that vendor or that instructor of Camp Yarnsie, once a Yarnsie, always a Yarnsie. And I appreciate you taking the time today to hear us and to think about Camp Yarnsie. And we hope to see you soon.